Guys, welcome back to another video. Today I really wanted to update you guys on what the heck is going on with my Betta fish tank slash snail tank. Right, I have not gotten the Betta yet. As always, if you guys follow me on Instagram or my other social medias, I kind of keep you guys up to date on certain things on there. A lot of you already know that I brought some live plants home from Petco that were like inside of an aquarium already. I think I probably should have gotten just fresh or brand new fresh live plants instead of getting them from the tank, because after a couple of weeks when I brought the plants home, we had some snail babies. At the moment, from what I can see, I have one bladder snail. And if you guys remember from my other snail video, my previous one, it was super tiny, like almost microscopic tiny, like really small. He has definitely grown a bit since. So he's getting pretty big. Did decide to go ahead and name him, and I gave him the name Gary. Yes, I know, it's so like obvious, you know, it's from SpongeBob. So I named him that, and come to find out, while I was kind of trying to, like, I'm not even kidding, like I was really trying hard to clean the tank, like empty a bunch of the water, and I went ahead and put some new water in, and after I kind of like vacuumed through the sand, there's like a ton of algae in that tank right now. To find out, we had another snail baby, and I believe it's a ram's horn snail. So we got two different kinds of snails in the tank at the moment. That one still has some growing to do. He's still super tiny. I tried my best to like clean it a little bit because it was getting pretty nasty. I was looking really close. I did post this on my Instagram, and you can actually see right next to the snail these tiny little white microscopic worms all over in the tank, completely everywhere in this water. So yeah, I got a ton of suggestions and advice from you guys, and I really appreciate that. You guys know how much I appreciate that all the time. It really helps me out. So I think the route that I decided to go is I definitely want to keep the snails. I do not want to like kill them or something, like I just can't do it. So what I did was I went ahead and bought the snails a little 3-gallon aquarium from a Tetra. I'm gonna set this up today, and we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try my best to move the snails, at least the two snails that I know. I'm gonna try my best to move them into here. And then what I'm gonna do is probably the 10-gallon is start over. I'm gonna dump everything, thoroughly clean the tank a little bit because there's just like algae everywhere. And honestly, I'm kind of like debating, like I am so like terrified to get this Betta, and then I'm gonna do something wrong, something bad is gonna happen, and I'm just like having like major anxiety about this whole Betta fish thing. And I'm not gonna lie, like fish keepers, I'm like, anyone that is in the hobby with fish, I applaud you, like not even kidding, like a million times applauding, if that made sense. A lot goes into fish keeping, and I don't even have the fish yet, and I'm like stressing out, and I'm like terrified I'm gonna do something wrong or something, even though I did all my research. Like I'm completely ready for this Betta, and I've been ready. The tank was cycled, the tank is totally ready to go. All this algae appeared overnight, and even when I went and cleaned it the other night, like this algae just keeps coming and coming and coming. I'm really not sure yet if I'm still going to get the Betta or not. You guys know that I have really wanted fiddler crabs for the longest time, and I mean the longest time. And I think that I'm gonna feel a little bit more comfortable if I get the fiddler crabs. And I honestly am feeling a little bit better now about getting the fiddler crabs. I kind of always was like debating on it because, again, having anxiety, like because they're so fragile and tiny, I don't want to hurt the poor little things. But yeah, here I am. Got a lot of thinking to do about what I truly want to do with this 10-gallon tank. I am definitely going to keep these snails, but I want to kind of keep a better eye on them, and we're going to put them in something just a little bit smaller. Honestly, I'm totally fine with keeping snails as pets. So that is something I've always wanted to do anyway, even though some are obviously illegal in the US, and I can't get, you know, we're not allowed to have certain kind of snails as pets, which is really sad. But if I can keep, you know, little aquatic snails as pets, then I'll definitely take that chance if they are already here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep the little babes, and we're gonna give everybody names. I don't know how many there are going to be. I have no idea. Just kind of like the update and the whole situation on this whole betta fish and my snail issue. And please, please don't be upset if I'm not getting the betta fish. You guys, I have had like hamsters and cats and dogs and stuff like throughout my whole entire life. Like my main pets have always been like hamsters or cats, and you know, bring a new pet home that, you know, you've never like personally have taken care of before, but you've like done your research, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like where I'm at. Like I'm just kind of worried I'm not gonna do a great job with this whole fish aquarium thing. We'll see what happens. I'll definitely keep you guys updated as always. I go ahead and open this box and get it set up for those baby snails. Yes, I did move some things around down here. You guys are probably wondering like, oh my goodness, what is this like little desk thing here? I did move some things around, and I'll have to give you guys updates on that here really, really soon. Let's go ahead and at least get this out of the box here. By the way, this is like super cute. This little tank right here, it's adorable. This kind of acrylic stuff, I like it a lot. Okay, so before I do anything, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse all this stuff out, dry it, and I will be back. Okay guys, so I went ahead and cleaned it out, rinsed everything, and then I dried it. I started to put some of the substrate that I had on the other tank in here. Eventually I do want to get some, I'm probably going to order some gravel and put that on top, but for the bottom layer I'm just going to use the stuff that I have. This is sort of how I've set it up for now. These are actually fake plants at the moment. I actually want to get brand new plants, so the ones that I have in that 10-gallon tank I'm not going to bring into this one because I think they're just done. I don't know what is on them, and yeah, so I think I'm gonna get new ones. I did go ahead and fill it up with the water that I already had. It's a little bit cloudy right now at the moment, so hopefully that'll clear up here in a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the two snails that I can hopefully find. I know that I saw Gary a minute ago, so I'm gonna try and get him in here. Okay, so I really hope that you guys can see him right there, but that is how big he got. But if you go to my previous video, you'll probably be able to tell like how much he has grown. Like look, he's almost like as big as my thumb. He's getting pretty big already in just a couple of weeks. So he is in his shell. Oh my gosh, I think he like moved. I'm gonna go ahead and put him in his new tank now. I didn't think I was gonna find him today, you guys, but I just looked in the tank and here is the other snail, and look how tiny he is. He did grow a little bit bigger than from the other day, so we will see how big he will get. I'm gonna go ahead and put him in the tank now too. Finished it up and I put both of the snails in. Gary the bladder snail, and then I still need to name the ram's horn Snail. So if you guys want to leave me name suggestions down below, please, please, please help me out. So in the next couple of days, I'm probably just going to get the snails a few more things. I'm not going to fully clean the 10-gallon aquarium quite yet, just because I want to make sure there's not any more like snails hiding somewhere, and because I kind of want to make sure that there's no more snails like hiding in there somewhere, because I don't want to just like flush snails down the toilet into the drain and into our waters. So that probably would not be a good idea. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a like if you want to. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I really hope to see you guys very, very soon. Bye.